Okay, we're going to talk about the tale of two cities. No, three cities. No. Three CAD packages. So, I own ViaCAD, and we're going to look at how ViaCAD does things. We're going to look at an evaluation copy of IntelliCAD. In fact, if you're going to buy IntelliCAD, there's a lot of places selling the exact same thing, more or less, here and there. And CMS IntelliCAD has the lowest street price of $198 for the IntelliCAD Premium Edition Plus. It's $329 list. And then we're going to look at the most expensive package, which is probably the coolest, Rhinoceros 7. And the nice thing is, even though when their evaluation expires, you can still use it without saving it. Unlike the others, they give you, 14 days, and after that, it's like, okay, this doesn't work. Guess what? I'm going to delete it and never go back to it again. So you think I'm going to learn it and buy it? No. Rhinoceros, it's expensive, $895, best street price I've seen. And the thing is, I can play with it. It might take me, 6 months or a year to learn it, but at some point, guess what? They might get some money out of me. I don't know. It's kind of rich for my blood. So first of all, I'm going to look at drawing a cylinder and talk about orientation, because this is very confusing. So here we have a perspective view, and we have X, Y, and Z, and they are colored coded in red, green, and blue. That was a stroke of genius. I think Maya or somebody came up with that years ago, and everybody adopted that. So if I want to draw this cylinder, I click here and I drag along. It even tells me I'm dragging along the Y, or I'm dragging along the X. And I'm setting the length of the cylinder first in ViaCAD. Okay, and then we can go set the diameter to 1. And so our cylinder is drawn along the X. If we draw one along the Z, it comes out just like you think, and one along the Y. Okay, so we got our cylinders. I didn't draw this one along the Z, did I? No, sorry about that. So it works like you'd expect. And the same thing over here, right? We can undo these, and we can draw our cylinder. Exclamation point gets her into cylinder mode, and then we draw along the X. Works as expected. Draw along the X over here. Works as expected. And draw along the Z. Works as expected, right? And draw along the Z also. So yeah, 4.5 points for ViaCAD, only because they start with the length of the cylinder and they let you type in the diameter. A little bit different than IntelliCAD. IntelliCAD is based off of AutoCAD. It's a free, not a free, but it's a reverse engineered clone. Okay, so wrong one. Okay, ViaCAD. So we're going to draw a 3D object. We're going to go draw a cylinder. We click, and first we set our base radius, which makes a little more sense to me. And then we can set the height. All right, and then I like the rotation cube. And so there you have it. Now, let's go on the left side. You think that we would draw a cylinder, and we're drawing on the YZ plane, but we're really not. We're drawing on the XY plane, because you can see that the diameter of that cylinder is going Z, is going X, which is further away from us, and we really can't see it. So even if we change this perspective here, I guess we can't do that at the same time, but even if we change that, Okay, and we want to draw this. I do like these repeat cylinder commands. The right-click menus on IntelliCAD are really nice. But as we pick this, we're still drawing on that XY plane and making it the same orientation, no matter how you do this. If you want to do it here, right? Oops. You know, it's the same thing on the left. We did it on the top before. And it's the same. So you have to go into the world coordinate system and go into view, which is very, very clumsy, and select a universal coordinate system and like pick one of these, and I don't know, I just find that very clumsy. I'm not going to go into all that. And then we're going to look at Rhino. So Rhino starts in the quad display, okay? Which, hey, you can make you can do a view manager in here too. You can go into where is it? Views and viewports, and you can say, hey, I want 4 views. Okay, so right or left, there's our 4 views. They're all the same orientation. Like, ooh, you're not doing me any favors. Okay, from a theoretical purist point of view, sure. You make 4 views and then you can change this one to the left. Or you can change that one to a perspective. But why do I have to do all that? Okay, sure, I got Lisp scripts. I can write Lisp scripts and I can do these things, but I don't know. You know, work with me, do me a little bit of favors. Now, Rhino, the big buck baby, starts off and does everything pretty much right. So let's look at the 3D drawing commands here. We'll go here and we'll take a cylinder. We're on the red, green. We draw the base of the cylinder. Okay, same as AutoCAD. And then you move your mouse and you got height. So no matter where I move my mouse, left and right, the only thing that's changing is the height of the cylinder, which is going really nice. And by the way, I'd like to shade these, so I can click and shade these, or I can, hey, did you see the little menu that pops up? The left mouse is shade, the right mouse is shade all of them. How cool is that? So yeah, really like the shading. It's just, you know, everything's very convenient. Here's another funny thing that's, let's just go back to shade and notice we're on the red green coordinate system. And let's go back to ViaCAD, and I find this strange. So here we have red is X, and then we got Y going up, and we got Z going that way. So we got red, green, blue. But when I click on this, red is moving it along the Z, right? What's going on there? Why is this red? I click on this one, and now blue is Z, right? Which I'd expect. I click on this, blue is Z, and green, and this is green, but I think this one should be red because this green over here is going to move it along the X. So the gripper cursor colors to me are wrong. Just doesn't make sense, right? They don't match the coordinate colors. Let's look at Rhino. All right, let's do some Boolean subtracts. I really like the way the subtract works. Let's draw another cylinder. We just right click and we go back into our cylinder mode. Okay, we don't have a menu, it just kind of does it. Right click does the last thing, but it's so configurable All right, there's a billion things here that you can configure, like, you know, for the rest of your life. So yeah, there's mouse things, and I even looked at this, and you know, it has a lot of configuration. All right, we're going to draw another cylinder, and this time we right click. Oh no, we don't have the cylinder loaded. No. Okay. So we draw a cylinder, we draw the base point here, and then we want to move it over that way, but it's only moving this way, right? So we got it in the wrong orientation. So we will draw the base cylinder there, and just pick this up and move it through there, and pick this up and move it there. So now we have them intersecting, and we want to do a Boolean subtract operation. So I like the way this works, because you subtract. It's very algebraic. You say I want to subtract this. Okay, this. Then I hit minus, difference, and that. Then I hit return. And there's the slice taken out, just as you would expect. Okay? This is a little bit different. Let's get rid of some of these. All right. Best way to get rid of some of these is to just make a new view and draw some new cylinders. Let's draw a cylinder here. And go up, do our view, or visualize into realistic. I don't know why it wasn't in there to begin with, even though that was there. Another cylinder here, and you want to do a subtract. Okay, so you can type in SUBT, gives you the subtract menu, you hit return. What do you want to subtract from this? Hit return, and that, and you'll do your subtract. So it's more like you enter the command first and then you select the two objects, kind of like reverse Polish notation. Subtract 1 and 2, where, I don't know, I kind of like the syntax or the command flow of Rhinoceros a little bit better. So it's something to think about on how these all work and which way the orientation goes. Again, $199, you can find discounts of like 20% off for ViaCAD. CMS, the cheapest place I found, yeah, $198 street price, $329 list price of premium edition. By the way, this is 11.1, where the Pro G CAD and the Act CADs are selling 10 point something. So you're getting the latest and greatest at a cheaper price. And of course, the only place to buy this one is pretty much from the few dealers, and it's expensive. But you gotta admit, it is nice. So that's orientation in CAD. Which one do you like?